reports of a crack sniper at large in the Afghan wilderness. The Soviets call this sniper Tiki, quiet. There are never any sightings, and only corpses are left behind. The Soviets have already lost a number of officers. You'd, best watch your step.
Be careful down there, boss.
A sniper known as Quiet is lurking in the Afghan wilderness. This Quiet has performed a string of hits on Soviet officers. The attacks always occur in the same area. With sweeps of the area turn up no traces whatsoever. They've even posted guards, but they never spot a thing. And then before you know it, another body's lying on the ground. You ever heard of someone who operates like that? No matter how still and silent a person tries to be, they always create some kind of ripple. Be it breathing, a heartbeat, eating, excreting, body temperature, sweat. If this sniper can really vanish completely, that's just not human. I guess Quiet is the right name. But what is Quiet's objective? The local guerrillas wouldn't use this kind of tactic. I just can't see them hiring some superhuman mercenary. And the Soviet officers who've been killed, well, they were all opposed to or skeptical of the secret weapons development being conducted in the area. Sure, they were a problem for those supporting it, but the Soviets have nothing to gain by killing them. So we have an assassin with superhuman combat skills who isn't working for the guerrillas or the Soviets. Miller has a theory that this sniper is a hitman for Cypher. He thinks it's time we silence Quiet for good. But I'm against the lethal treatment. I say we bring the sniper back alive and break that silence. Because even if this Quiet doesn't say a word, there's still plenty we can learn. Just remember this, boss. If our hunch is right, you'll be on this sniper's hit list too. If things seem a little too quiet when you're in the field, watch out.
He's coming too. Roger that.
And if possible, this is one sniper I want back here breathing.
Come on.
Stay back! Stay back!
goat. Its hair is a well-known raw material for high-quality fabric. The outer coat is fairly coarse, though. Only the soft undercoat is used. That's why it's so valuable.
She blinded me with science. She blinded me
That's the target. I remember him. He was off base during the attack 9 years ago. Bring him home, boss.
It's you, boss. Allow me to serve you.
One of the guys out on a mission at the time. He's fallen a long way from the glory days. But will he come back to us? Bring him home, boss. Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
When I first started dealing with Zero, with Cypher, it was a somewhat parasitic relationship, though mutually beneficial one. Cypher had no army of their own, so they wanted us. They wanted our strength. They approached me as a potential business partner, but they had other motives. Cypher coaxed us into Central America, into that US-Soviet proxy war, to fuel Mother Base's growth. Once we were big enough, they'd force us to join them. That was the plan. That's why they had Paz still Zeke. Right. And if we refused, she would use Zeke to fire a nuke from Mother Base. The world would consider us a liability, and countries would unite to destroy us. We stopped the launch. And yet they still took us down. Through that fake inspection they orchestrated to cover up their sabotage. That power Cypher wanted. We don't have it anymore. So why are they still after you? Is it just the fear of leaving you alive?
I don't know. Was Zero really... All I know is the man I knew wouldn't want this.
What do you mean?
We have to consider that it might not be Zero we're dealing with.
We know virtually nothing about Cypher anymore. How big they've gotten, what they want, or even who they really are.
Your mission is to rescue a prisoner being held at Lamar Khatib Palace. He's known as Malak, Angel to his fellow Mujahideen. Start by checking the target's VI on your iDroid. The Soviets captured him and took him to the ruins of the palace. His family was subsequently killed in an airstrike on his village. The Soviet scorched earth operation wiped it off the map. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish. If you can manage to rescue other prisoners as well, each one will add a bonus to our pay. When you see them, I'm sure your conscience will tell you what to do. Lamar Khatib Palace. The target should be somewhere at that outpost. There, that's the target.
Да, в приказе все есть. Заключенного по имени Малак нужно отвезти на аванпост Яхо-Обу.
Понял. Аванпост Яху-Обу. А что с остальными?
С ними я разберусь прямо здесь. Это не приказ.
Доставить Малака на аванпост Яху-Обу. Остальные заключенные останутся здесь.
Хорошо. Исполняй.
Вас понял.
So the target's to be transported, and the other prisoners disposed of here. What do you think? Our mission is just to extract the one target, but well, there's still time before the target reaches the destination. That's the target. He was the youngest in the squad. The others called him Malak, or Angel. The Soviets captured Malak and took him to the ruins of Lamar Khatib Palace. His family was subsequently killed in an airstrike on his village. The Soviet scorched earth operation wiped it off the map. The client this time is Malak's father. Well, a survivor from the village, acting on his behalf. The father's dying words were, "Before you take revenge for our people, save my son."
The objective is to rescue and extract a Mujahid captured by the Soviets. He's being held in the ruins of Lamar Khatib Palace, as are a lot of POWs. Civilians, guerrillas, suspected guerrillas. The Soviets have turned the place into their own black site. However, we've only been asked to rescue one of the prisoners. He's known as Malak, Angel to his fellow Mujahideen. The client is none other than his father. Or rather, this was his father's dying wish.
prisoner you extracted knew where the target is. The target Malak was sent to a different outpost. I've sent the information to your map screen. You're gonna need more information to pinpoint a location.
Это Дмитрий 9. Пропал пленник. Похоже, он сбежал. Прием. ЛКП, понял. Начать поиски как можно скорее. Конец связи.
That's the target's predicted field of movement. We need more specific intel. We need more detailed intel on the target's whereabouts. Why don't you see what the enemy has to say? Interrogate them.
Spit it out.
Нет, не делай этого!
Okay, your map information's updated. Intel or just search the area. Your call. About the target's location. You see any intel files that might help narrow it down? Orders for their transport route. Okay, your map information's updated.
Это 24. Обнаруженная угроза. Всем быть начеку. Прием. ЛКП, понял. Проверьте окрестности.
You destroyed their anti-air radar? It wasn't one of the targets, but that's put a hole in their air surveillance. The chopper will be able to get in close now. You can designate a landing zone near the outpost.
Похоже, это атака врага. Прием. ЛКП, понял. Немедленно все осмотрите. Конец связи.
сказали одно — доставить в Яху оба.
Ага. Только ты это... не говори. Я тебе сказал.
Хорошо. Говорят, что по деревне Малака недавно прошла какая-то странная болезнь. Болезнь?
Да, и судя по всему, деревня сгорела задолго до бомбежки.
А? Кто это? Что такое?
Я услышал какой-то шум. Вроде сортира. Есть тут кто? Наверное, послышалось.
Куда мне так?
Извини. Ладно, тебе пора.
Погоди. Но если деревню не бомбили, то как она сгорела?
Не знаю. Просто слух. Всего-навсего слух. Пожар, болезнь, вскрытие. Все, тебе пора.
Ага. По выполнению.
An armored vehicle. You'll have a real problem if it spots you. Be careful. Remember that your first priority is the target's safety. I marked the target for you. Extract him.
Ну, пошли!
Давай вернемся к машинам.
That's the target. He looks injured.
Ты там живой еще, друг? Еще полпути осталось. Ты выдержишь.
close supply outpost. We have a fix on the target's location. We just have to figure out how to get close and pull him out. Check all around the target and plan carefully before moving in. If you plan to stop a vehicle, think carefully about how you'll do it. If the enemy gets suspicious, there's no telling what they'll do.
Что за чё? Горящий человек? Спасибо за помощь. Тебя и Малак зовут, так? Я есть. Мы жили в той же деревне. Я вот тоже давно не видел семью. Ну что, мы почти приехали. Скоро тебя будет раньше. Погнали.
Start a firefight with the enemy, it'll endanger the target. Don't do anything rash. Extract the target. Either wait for an opportunity to present itself, or create your own. That's a hedgehog. The spines covering its body are basically stiff hairs. Touching them shouldn't hurt you.
Я привез заключенного из Ламар-Хате.
Я слышал, отличная работа. Происшествия не было?
Все как в рапорте. В остальном ничего такого.
Заключенный?
Он очень слаб.
Что такое?
Ничего. Так что его осмотрят врачи.
Врачи? Веди его в западное крыло.
Он же умрет.
Ну и что?
В смысле?
У нас четкий приказ. Не теряй времени и отведи его в комнату для допросов. Выполняй приказ, или я доложу начальству.
Понял. Эй, приятель, мы приехали. Охранник сказал, что твоя семья выжила. Представляешь? Они успели сбежать в другую деревню. Серьезно. Так что, когда тебя будет опрашивать, не теряй духа. Ты же солдат. Не опускай голову.
Badly wounded. We can rule out a full extraction. We'll just have to do it by chopper. Call the chopper from your iDroid box. Then carry the target to it.
Delta Zimad, Shurele Paralagli. To the Cha Yaligili. Zimapla? Zimaplar murdi. Zimatolo Corne Muraki. Eh, the Chagumarelli. Don't
on the ground.
Tata Chawa Chima Huila Bosa.
Get down.
To Walida Sikawi. ودريك ما هو كسانة المسبح كم تشزاه نبيجن مهرباني وكرة Mala Sanzara वापस मोजा. Outer heaven? Pohashum. Zmanum malagde.
Каков? Ты что, чудишь, что ли? Помоги мне!
Но почему?
КП, это 54. Есть признак вражеской активности. Усилим охрану. Прием. Это КП, понял. Будьте максимально осторожны. Конец связи. КП, это Дмитрий 9. Я вижу подозрительный воздушный шар. Возможно, на базе лазутчик. Жду указания. Прием. Это КП, понял. Возможно, это вражеское нападение. Всем быть начеку. Конец связи.
Хочу проверить, за мной!
КП, мне кто-то вырубил. Скорее всего, противник. Я несколько поисков. Прием. Это КП, понял. Всем подразделениям быть начеку. Конец связи.
Что происходит?
КП, это Дмитрий 3. Нашли подозрительное лицо. Проверяем. Прием. Это КП, понял. Не теряйте бдительности. Конец связи.
Pohashum. Zmanum malagde.
КП, это Дмитрий 2. У нас проблемы. Усиливаем охрану. Прием. Это КП, понял. Ищите подозрительные. Конец связи.
Roger. The target's badly wounded. He won't withstand the shock of a Fulton extraction. You'll have to carry him to the chopper, boss.
КП, это 44. Обнаружена угроза. Всем быть начеку. Прием. Это КП, понял. Смотрите в оба. Конец связи. КП, это 44. Тут что-то странное. Жду указаний. Прием. Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность. Повышенная боевая готовность. Конец связи.
Arriving shortly at LZ. This is P-Quad. On station at LZ.
КП, это 44. Двое наших вырубили. Прием. Это КП, понял.
Target extracted. Exfiltrate the hot zone, boss.
Связи.
Gaining altitude. Departing. Boss, that target you extracted, Malik, is saying that he's never heard of our client. What's more, he says his village was destroyed long before he was ever taken prisoner. Apparently it fell victim to some sort of disease, then was completely burned to the ground. Malik was out on a mission at the time, and that's the reason why he alone survived. But the question is, Who hired us to find him? According to Malik, he saw strange soldiers snooping around the village when he got back. Turns out they were members of Cypher's strike force, XOF. My theory is they wanted to get their hands on Malik to question or silence him before the Soviets could get to him. Cypher was just using us to cover things up. All that crap about Malik's relative was a front to convince us to retrieve him. But an entire colony just wiped off the map. It sounds a lot like the Hamid during the Honeybee incident. All I know, boss, is there's no way in hell I'm handing Malik over to Cypher. I decided to bring him back to Mother Base instead. He's one of us now. We told the client through a cutout that the target was killed. For some reason, though, they still paid us everything we were owed. Cypher's obviously up to something, and this is probably just another preemptive cleanup operation to them. But to Malik, he lost his village, his family, everything, and he wants his revenge. In other words, he's one of us. Boss, if you got time on your hands, come spend it back at the base. The men will miss you if you're gone too long. Boss, a certain scientist has contacted us, wanting to defect from the East. His name? He's Emmerich. That's right. The man we knew as Huey. We suspect he was complicit in the attack on Mother Base 9 years ago. He was working with Cypher. I've been waiting a long time for this. So I say, let's help Emmerich defect. Once he's here, we can sit down and catch up on old times. Emmerich is currently at Surak Power Plant. This is our chance. Boss, head for the power plant.
Oh, Snake! What is it, Snake? Remember Professor Galvez on his instrument during Peace Day? Woo-wee-oo. Such a funny sound for a musical instrument. He said the Soviets invented it. Everyone sure seemed impressed. Music has no borders. The professor taught me that. Where's Professor Galvez anyway? Ugh. My head. It hurts. Gallo Pinto.
Didi. Fully trained and ready for action. The rest is up to you. Didi, go!